Hey Bluetooth, this is Blue Star for you. Today I'm going to show you some of the updates I made on my FRD chassis. Plus, I'm going to show you how to install that rear spool gear that everybody's been telling me they've been having trouble putting in. I want to give a big thumbs up and a high five to Jeff Underwood on this one. So let's get to it. Okay guys, let's get started. Here I have my Eagle Racing FRD chassis, which I just used this previous Sunday, which you have seen in the last video I just put up. I made a few different changes. The rear gear case is now alloy blue, so it sets off the chassis. Really nice. I totally recommend this part. It looks really good and makes your whole chassis look very sexy time. Yeah. All right, of course I got the saddle packs right there. I've got the TT01 servo holder right there. I added some spacers right here to give it better geometry for the steering. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. I definitely recommend that. Okay, the changes on here. The ride height front and rear, 5 millimeters. The droop, 10 millimeters. That means it raises up 10 millimeters from its static 5 millimeter position. You can use your ride height gauge right here, and you just lift it up to where it stops and slide it in there.
Get in there nice and deep like.
Check the ride height, just give it a little poppy squatty right there and slide it in there and see what your chassis is reading. One minor change I just made after my testing at last Sunday's drift practice, I took out the Pro Squat that I had in the rear. Originally I had two spacers, both of them 1 millimeter, underneath the rear suspension mount that pretty much jacked up the rear suspension, kind of like that. From what I understand, it makes the rear squat easier under acceleration, which gives it more grip in the rear. But I found that my car was actually getting too much grip, that it was taking an inside line where I actually would want it to extend further to the outside, which would make chasing a little bit easier. So I went ahead and I changed that. Okay, my steering acumen is it's almost parallel. He's like, I have a little bit slight acumen, just enough, just because I don't want my wheel to rub up on the lower control arm there. So for the most part, it's pretty parallel. The toe out right now is about 1 degree. I do it by sight. Don't judge me.
You just got jammed.
The rear is 1 degree. I use the little nylon inserts that come with your chassis. You pop them in there and toes rear in 1 degree. Chassis is now super dialed and I'm super happy with it. It is freaking amazing. And for the price tag from Eagle Racing, you cannot beat it.
You wanna stay alive, better do what you can, so beat it, just beat it.
It's everything you need in a rear wheel drive chassis. Now,
Meow. Hurry up, meow. Am I saying meow?
now,
Stop laughing right meow. All right, meow, where were we? All right, meow.
now, let's get to the heart of the problem.
Now I'm going to cut out Princess Bubblegum's heart and make out with it.
Okay, for most of you who went ahead and ordered the rear spool and the joint cut shaft from Eagle Racing and have been reporting to me and other people that it's not fitting, there is a reason for that and we have figured it out. I want to thank Jeff Underwood, aka Mod19. He's got a blog. I'll put a link over here. He showed me how to get it in there with very minor modifications. It won't cost you any money, and after you do this, you can just drop it right in and start playing. But once again, here is the part that you need if you want to change the rear gearing. If not, you can just buy the pulleys and do it that way, but this way is a little bit cleaner. You get the part. It's actually a TT01 gear, countersteer gear. It's 3717 V2-156. You get this along with a cup joint shaft. Let me see if I got a center cup joint for TT02 TT02-01 DP06. Okay, you guys may have found that once you get this part, this one's a little bit too long, but it's okay, we'll make it work. The reason you can't use this one because there's no screw at the top so you can put in that gear. This one right here that comes with the countersteer gear is too short, so it's useless. So what you do is, it's very simple. You take out the rear diff housing so you can get to the center main shaft. You're gonna take out this shaft right here. By the way, this is my friend Ben's chassis, I'm helping him out. Take this bad boy out, and what you're gonna do is, with a file just like this, let's use this marker as, pretend this is my center shaft. We're going to sand this end and sand that end. Don't worry, the alloy is kind of soft in that area since it's so thin, so it just sands really easily. Sand it all the way down to get to the head of the grub screw in there. Don't worry, it's not gonna mess anything up. That grub screw is in there and it's strong. So just sand, 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 sand. Okay, that's part one. Part two, definitely make sure to use that little metal sleeve, the silver sleeve, put it inside the case there. Then, after you do that, you might want to put some silicone grease, just like so. Whatever you got, any type of grease to help smooth it out a little bit.
What could be grease lightning? Grease lightning!
Pop that in there, and the last thing you need to do, two things. Take out the foam from the back, and in this area right there, using the provided shims, put the shims in there. They should equal about to 1 millimeter or 1.5 or so. The metal sleeve inside there will keep the gear mesh just right, so you never have to worry about it coming in or out or stripping out the teeth. Might sound like it's a lot, but really, it's super simple, and don't worry about it. Once you get that in there, your chassis will fly again. Sorry about the problem if you bought this and you're a little bit sad that it wasn't working, but turns out when Eagle Racing, they revamped the center shaft to make sure that the pins don't fall out by adding those grub screws. They made the shaft a little bit too long, so therefore the old piece didn't work. So that's how you make it work, and you can start having fun. And there you have it. So thanks for watching, BlueTube. This is Blue Star for you. I hope you enjoyed my setup and updates. So hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe.